Hello, welcome, and thank you for being here for this week's practice guidance for the Our Raw Material Arena. I am Tavish Cardiff, and this week we will be talking about the seventh pillar, values and ideals. If you're new to Our Raw Material, check out any of our intro videos. I think there are a couple of them up there, and get an idea of what this is. But just know that you can start with any pillar at any time. Every relationship, it's its own individual thing. So inside this arena, you will develop 12 different relationships with each of these 12 things, a common framework for differing opinions to find common ground. Values and Ideals Week, when we call up the values pillar, when we sit before it, the definition and the difference between value and ideal becomes important. At Our Raw Material, we're going to define value as what you spend your time doing. And this is a little off from the regular value, just like mentors is a little off from what we would normally use as a connotation. But that meaning is specific. It shifts us into something different, a different way of looking at it. So when we look at values as the way we spend our time, we're looking at how we're actually valuing our time right now. Now, that could be influenced by anyone other than us. You know, if you spend all your time working and meeting basic needs, that's way out of your control. These are things that are just going to kind of continue as a rat race. If you have leisure time, if you have time to spend watching series or binging, things on television, and then you feel guilty because other things aren't getting done, now we have a space to look at value and ideal. Ideally, we meet all of our expectations. Reality, that's never going to happen. So the ideal space, and at Our Raw Material, we have what we call the ideal playground. Anything that bothers you, anything that is hard to solve or you don't know what to do, or even anything that you would like to affect in the world, take it to the ideal playground. Over here, you can play around with any idea creatively, however you want, and make it happen. You can do nefarious things in the ideal playground as well, but I don't like to encourage that. I like to encourage community, collective thoughts that help bring us all out in whatever way we can imagine of the fear, anxiety, oppression, health problems, all of the things that we kind of live with on a daily basis, whatever that cloud that forms around us individually is. That is the space that we are looking to see value and ideal. Ideally, we would each write a list of what we value and keep it close, because actually these things change every day. We make choices and decisions based on our ideals all day long, based on our values all day long. Ideals enter into the mix when we start believing that ideals are easily attainable. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes an ideal is something we will never ever meet, like everyone having enough food and water. It doesn't seem like an attainable ideal, but at the same time, if we take the idea to the ideal playground and consider it over and over, we're putting energy towards that happening. And somebody who has the resources or wherewithal or ability to make things like that happen, they can pick it up and run with the ball. This is the way that we exchange energy, and we don't notice it because we are so busy focused on maybe what we don't have or what we're trying to accomplish, or so many things that are personal to us that we skip over the parts where considering the collective gives us more ideal opportunities and more chances to do things that we value. Just one more quick aside on work. Work is something we do to make money and to do the things that we need to get where we need to be. If we can find joy and passion in our work, then we add an extra layer of creativity to everything that we've got going on, and we're able to bring energy at a different, higher vibration. Ideally, we would all enjoy our work. The reality is we do it because we value money. Somewhere in the middle of that is a balance that makes us feel really good. Speaking of feeling really good, I value and ideal the fact that my daughter is home for a couple weeks this summer, and as you can see, she brought her college roommate and their cute plants, and they have invaded my office, and I'm just grateful for it. If this were to be a sustained situation, I wouldn't want to share my space. But as it is right now, I don't mind one bit having plants come out from behind my head as I record this video, because it reminds me that they are here. So I may have a value about the way that my videos look, but right now that value's out of the way to make room for two girls that I'm excited to have at my house. This is how the value system works. If we know what our values are, then it's very easy to mix them around when we want to and feel good about the choices that we made. They're within our control. As you go through this week, pay attention to where you spend your time. And is it stuff that you feel good about doing? If it's some place where you're feeling shame or you're feeling like somehow you've wasted that time, take a look back and try to find something that you've gained. Everything that we do is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. This world is an amazing place if we aren't busy paying attention to how effed up it is. Perspective. That's all it takes to find the difference, the vast difference between the things we value and what we are holding them to ideally. I will see you next week as we take our values and our ideals into conflict. Have a great week.